9.7. One-step equations with decimals. Prepare yourselves for the world's shortest notes. Literally, we are learning nothing new. If you follow the methods we've already talked through and you're using your calculator anyway, you should not be more challenged by these problems. They look more challenging because we see decimals, we see fractions, we see negatives, and our brain just poops itself and runs away. Don't get that way. 2 questions. What is happening to my variable? That is the important question that we always skip. That is the important question that your math teachers previously have not asked you to look at. If you don't know what's there, you don't know how to undo it. You don't know how to solve it. A detective looks at the clues before he solves the crime. So, second question, how do I undo it? We have to look at what variable or what operation is happening to my variable before I solve anything. Let's look at this equation right here. X plus 4.5 equals 12.5. We examine, we look at just the variable. What is happening to the variable? Not what is the variable doing, but what is happening to it. We are adding 4.5, so to undo that, we subtract 4.5. If I subtract 4.5 from 4.5, I get my identity of 0. My 0 identity is addition-subtraction. I do it to the left, so I do it to the right. Quick calculator moment, 12.5 minus 4.5 gives me 8. Second equation, I have 43.5 equals negative 19.37x. What's happening to my variable? I have a value next to the variable. We call that a coefficient. You can also think about it. You put 2 rabbits next to each other, they're going to multiply. So we are multiplying by negative 19.37. To undo multiplication, we divide. If I divide on the left, negative 19.37 divided by negative 19.37 gives me 1. That's my identity. Do it to the left, you should get a variable equaling negative 2.25. Again, it's a quick calculator moment. So the decimals don't change anything. If I asked you to do it by hand, that'd be a whole other ordeal, but I am not asking you to. Let's look at x divided by 1.43 equals negative 17.33. Ask yourself, what is happening to my variable? I'm dividing by 1.43. Again, the negative 17.33 is not doing anything to my variable. It's just on the other side, waiting. So I'm dividing by 1.43. So I need to multiply by 1.43. 1.43 times and division. When we combine multiplication and division like that, we get our identity of 1. Same thing as saying 1.43 divided by 1.43, or if I'm dividing by 1.43, I can think of that as the inverse, or a fraction of 1 over 1.43 times 1.43 equals 1. 1.43. So I'm going to do it to the other side. I'm going to multiply both sides by 1.43. X equals negative 24.78. Again, this is a calculator moment. We look at this problem again. Negative 3.3 equals negative 0.75 plus x. What is happening to my variable? A lot of people will say, oh, I'm adding 0.75. But because I can rewrite this as x minus 0.75, that negative out front being added to a variable is the same as subtraction. So I'm subtracting 0.75. To undo that, I add 0.75. If you think back to when we talked about combining like terms and thinking of individual terms as having individual signs, this is negative. If we want to undo a negative, we have to use a positive or plus if we want to use the operations that are connected to negative and positive when we're talking addition. I add it to that side, negative 0.75 plus positive 0.75 gives me 0. That is my identity for addition subtraction. I do it to the left, I do it to the right, I do it to both sides to keep the equation balanced. Negative 3.3 plus 0.75. Quick calculator moment. Oh my gosh, stop popping up. Gives me x equals negative 2.55. If you wanted to go back and check any of these things, plug them back in. Negative 24.78 divided by 1.43 should give you negative 17.33. Negative 0.75 plus negative 2.55 gives you negative 3.3. On the next page, you have a few problems to try on your own. Go ahead, pause the video, show all of your work. Again, these are just one-step equations. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Nothing is new. All we're dealing with are decimals. If you're using your calculator anyway, the work should be the same. Just make sure, instead of writing, for example, look at number 6. I'm not multiplying by 6, I'm multiplying by 6.1. Just make sure you write the operation and the value. That's why we ask those two questions. Show all your work, and when you're ready, unpause the video, come back for your solutions. Welcome back. Answer number 1, you should have gotten 8.9. Number 2, negative 9.1. Number 3, you should have gotten negative 3.4. Number 4, negative 4.1. Number 5, 4.3. Number 6, negative 12.8. Now, before you just resolve and say, oh, I'm close enough, when you have a wrong answer, look at why your solution is wrong. Did you use the right operation? Did you ask those two questions? Maybe you had a calculator malfunction. Maybe you typed in a value without typing in its negative. Remember, 12.8 is not the same as negative 12.8. That's a major difference. That's 25.6 away from them. So make sure that you are taking the time to plug things in correctly into your calculator. You are following the steps that have been taught in class. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in class.